And so obviously the US, European countries, a bunch of other countries across the world have imposed sanctions. Do you feel that these sanctions are going to be effective in inflicting any sort of economic hardship on Russia? And do you think that they'll be effective in preventing any further attacks?
I think Vladimir Putin doesn't care about sanctions. I think if he decides to launch a full-scale invasion, sanctions won't stop him. But it's important to punish the Russian regime and make it costly for them. That helps Ukraine, that helps Ukrainian army, and that helps to defend our country. Because obviously, we understand that if Russia launches a full-scale invasion, then they will be able to overrun the country.
So what steps would you like to see the US and NATO take in order to help Ukraine in this situation?
I would say that the first step was good, putting sanctions on Nord Stream 2, canceling this pipeline. Second, we want to see sanctions imposed on Russian elites, Russian oligarchs. We want to see Russian cash frozen in places like London, Frankfurt, and other major business capitals. We also want to see pressure and sanctions on Russian state companies so that Russian elites, those near Vladimir Putin, they witness the steps and they witness pressure from the West. So it has to be costly for Russia and those people around Putin.
Do you think that the military support is enough? Would you like to see more military aid from the US and NATO?
Obviously, we're very grateful for support from the UK and the US. Anti-tank missiles, financial assistance, and everything that can help Ukraine defend itself is very good. It helps us because we understand that the Ukrainian army, even though right now it's prepared, it still requires help from the West. We would like to see more arms. We understand that the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom can provide us with arms, and we expect them to increase it. We want to see a type of Lend-Lease. We want to experience full support of the world because we understand that the states and NATO won't fight for Ukraine. We understand that nobody's going to send troops to Ukraine. But I think that right now the whole world has to do everything it can to protect Ukraine, a striving democracy currently facing a full-scale war with an authoritarian regime.
Yeah, and President Biden has said that he is still hoping that there's a path to diplomacy. He's consistently said that, you know, the door for diplomacy is always open. Do you think there is a diplomatic way to solve this crisis, to get Russia out of Ukraine, or do you think that time has passed?
I think the door has closed. Why I think that way? Because the speech that President Putin made a couple of days back, where he basically denied Ukraine the right to exist, I think that was a speech that he prepared for months, maybe years. It looked like a speech that he was willing to make from the start of the war in 2014. So I think he made up his mind. I think he will further escalate. The question now is at what point he will stop. Will there be an escalation in Donetsk and Lugansk oblasts, or is he ready to go all in and invade Ukraine from other regions as well?
And sort of going into his speech there, what were the reasons he was giving for why he wanted to take this territory, and sort of what was the tone of that speech?
Well, according to Putin, Ukrainian nation doesn't exist. According to him, Ukraine was invented by Russia. He feels that the breakup of the Soviet Union, the dissolution of this empire, was a tragedy. It was a mistake, basically, by conducted by Soviet leadership, and he believes that he's the one who can gather Russian territory. He saw how easy it was for him to annex Crimea. The West didn't do much. Ukraine also didn't resist. And now he feels that he can go further. He can occupy more land. And I hope he's wrong. And I hope that the world will support Ukraine in this fight.